Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm taking you on a virtual classroom tour. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bree and I teach 5th grade in Southern California, and we are teaching 100% digital until at least January. That's all I know. In this video, I'm just gonna be showing you guys how I set up my virtual classroom, and I will say it is working for me. I had to make some tweaks and some changes, but going into week 6 of digital learning, I feel good about how I set up my digital classroom. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit subscribe. I post a lot of teaching related content. On Instagram, I do more of like my day-to-day life, so if you wanna follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that as well. And real quick before I jump into the virtual tour, I do wanna talk about how we structured our virtual learning. I'm just gonna put the schedule right down here. You guys can see that our students are separated into group A and group B. I have 30 kids total, so that means 15 in group A, 15 in group B, but I really just analyzed my student participation, and out of my 30 students, I have 20 that are actively participating every single day, doing what they're supposed to be doing. 20 out of 30 students, about 67% of my students are actively participating every day, every week. I'm just giving out the statistics on my certain situation. So that means I have 10 out of 30 students who I really don't see on a regular basis. They're not turning in work. At my site, we are told that we need to call parents that aren't having their students participate. I've been doing that nonstop, sending text messages, and I can't really get a hold of them. So that means 34% of my students I am not being able to get a hold of because they're not showing up. For my 67% of students, my 20 who are actively engaged in this digital learning, I will say it's working pretty well the way I have it structured. All right, you guys, without further ado, I hope this helps you, especially if you're new, if you're a veteran teacher. This is just the best for me, and I'm really focusing on student independence, and it's helping a lot. So enjoy. All right, you guys, it is time to take the virtual classroom tour. So I'm actually entering into my 6th week of teaching virtually online, and I had to fix a couple things, but I will say I am happy with how this turned out. So this is where the students report to every single morning. All right, so let's begin the tour and why I chose everything that I chose in this virtual classroom. Kind of funny that this is my Bitmoji at the moment, but I don't know, I thought it was funny. Okay, so first let's just start on the right-hand side. This is WebEx. This is where we do our asynchronous time, which just means the live instruction time with my group for the time period. All they do is they click on it and it brings them directly to WebEx. Sorry guys, let me delete all these tabs because I know someone's gonna be like, why do you have all those tabs up? My fiance, my family, my brother, friends always tell me not to leave so many tabs open. Okay, is that good? Just kidding. All right, so over here is our YouTube channel for the classroom, and this is where I post all the videos I have made for the classroom. So on the first day of school, I made a video showing like a screen recording of how to get to WebEx every morning, and all that information's here. The back to school night information's in our YouTube channel as well, and it's just to help parents like know, and students. This is where all our information goes of the videos I make. And also this is where I post the raffle winners for each week. Next, we have iReady, and students are to do this every single day. I just require 1 lesson of reading and 1 lesson of math every single day. And I'm able to track that, and students are graded on that for participation. Here is learning.com, and this is like our digital citizenship with the district. We haven't really delved into it yet. They just made accounts. I have to play with it a little bit later. Here is all assignments due Friday. So in my actual classroom, I have a space on my board where I write down everything that is due on Fridays. Fridays are the last day to turn in anything. I actually made a video right here where it says watch this important video. I made a video explaining to parents and setting a boundary and with students that I am not accepting any more late work. It is way too much for me to go back to weeks and weeks ago to try to dig late work from Google Classroom, integrate it, and put it back into PowerSchool. It's too much. So I gave everyone a clear boundary of this is what's going to be going on. And of course, like there's an emergency that happens, of course, but
I don't want to be taken advantage of, to be honest. I set a deadline. The deadline's important in everyday world and everyday life. When you're late or you miss a deadline, like, life goes on. I'm just trying to teach my students to be proactive and to think about it. So here is where all the assignments are due for the week. These are graded assignments that I have assigned them and I pull for grades. This clock is actually a timer that I tell students to click on and use when they're working on independent work. And every 10 minutes, they're gonna take a break for like 5 to 10 minutes. They absolutely have to take a break though. Over here is our Google Classroom. Here are the classroom rules, and it's gonna link to a video on YouTube, that I made for the class about the classroom rules with attendance and participation. Here's our class website. If you click on it, it'll bring us to the website. Oh yeah. I think I showed. Then right here is Extra Math, and Extra Math is just a program that helps students retain their math facts quickly. So by the time they leave here to go to 6th grade, they need to know their multiplication division facts. And I will tell you, none of my students who are in 5th grade right now know their multiplication and division facts by heart. That's a problem. I'm trying to get them to 6th grade to know that, but again, it's all based on participation. I can't make the kids do it. That's the hard thing. Now we have our Brain Pop, which is right here, link to our Brain Pop. This is a stack of books it's called Sora. This is what we use in my district, and it's just a virtual library. And this is the fun folder, and students can work out of here. Whatever I direct them to, we did a lot of this during the iReady assessment. If they were done, they could work out of the fun folder, but in here I just have Prodigy, Nat Geo Kids, Code.org, typing, and Brain Pop. So let's go over what happens when they come into the classroom to work on independent work. So when they come into the classroom to work on independent work, the first thing they need to do is look up here, independent work. Now, the first thing they have to do is they need to complete one lesson of extra math. I'm in week 6. I still do not have every single student doing this. I'm trying to instill repetition. It is just very difficult. But anyways, they need to complete one lesson of extra math, and I get a report every Monday, and I do pull grades from extra math with participation. Then on step 2, they're to complete the day of the week square and all the assignments above. So I'm going to show you Thursdays. So this is Thursdays, and this just gave a step by step on everything they needed to do for their independent work. I just wanted them to watch a Brain Pop video about 9/11. I wanted them to read the articles from 9/11 as well, looking through all these tabs. And then I wanted them to rewatch and reread anything that they needed to, that they didn't completely understand. And then they were to complete this assignment, and I linked the assignment directly from Google Classroom. So they just click on it, and it pulls the assignment up directly. So this is what I added new. Every single day, there's going to be something in these folders that students are going to work on, and I also pull that for a grade here. So this is part of their independent work. The next thing they do is to complete one lesson of iReady reading and one lesson of iReady math. This is our first week actually incorporating this in our routine, and it's kind of difficult to get students to do the iReady lessons, but they're so important. So it does take time for your students to learn the routines and the importance of them. Just stay persistent and remind them every single day. Every single morning, I remind my students, this is what you should have done for independent work, or this is what you should do for independent work. And I just tell them every single day. And it's starting to stick, but I have to tell them that every day. And then lastly, they need to play in the fun folder until their group is over, their group time is over. And then they go to lunch or it's the end of the day. Something else new that I added was this WebEx agenda. So if a student is absent on a Tuesday, we do important work during live instruction. Of course we do. So the question is, how do the students who are absent get that information? I put it here. Here's our WebEx for our agenda for WebEx, and I list out here everything we do during the day during WebEx, and I put week 5. So on Monday, we didn't have school. On Tuesday, we just did iReady assessment, and we worked out the fun folder. Wednesday, we started to do some Germs 101 race worksheet. That's my product in TPT. If you're interested in it, it's down below. I'll link the video as well. Again, I took 3 days to do each worksheet, and by this Friday, my students nailed it. I was very pleasantly surprised with how well they nailed it, using race to answer a question from a passage. So I made this so hopefully students will be productive and proactive, and parents to say, oh, we missed WebEx. Let's see what you guys did so we can turn it in. So you guys, that's literally everything in my virtual classroom. We work a lot out of Google Classroom, of course. We work a lot out of Quizzes. I'll show you. I like Quizzes because I don't have to grade it, and it's more fun than like a Google form. So for example, on Wednesday, we did a Quizzes. So I usually give them a video and I link it here. And this video was illustration and text. And I just find a random video that I like, or I link it. Then students were to complete a Quizzy. Now, all they had to do, and it's nice because it's linked to Google Classroom, they click on it and it brings them directly to the assignment. And they just click on this WebEx link or this web link. It's really nice and it's graded, and I give them 2 attempts on it. For math instruction, let me talk about it. So I really only have 2 hours of teaching time with each group a day. I run out of time, and it's really hard for me to teach math online through a computer. It is really, really hard. So I'm using the assistance of Khan Academy to help me. If you guys do not know Khan Academy, it's all free. It's amazing. They're videos of a person instructing students how teaching a topic. So they're literally teaching my students for me. It's free. The students can rewatch if they need to. They pause the video, they work with the student, or they work with the presenter. It's amazing, it's great. And then there's quizzes at the end that they give, and I pull for a grade. I use that as my formative assessments if I have to pull for small group. So if you guys are kind of having trouble with math, like math is really hard to teach remotely. It's on another planet. It's on another level. So I just use Khan Academy to help support me with that. But you guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I hope this helps you guys as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.